This is Citizen Live at 1. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Hussein Mohammed. Now, about 94 members of parliament are in the process of securing visas at the Netherlands Embassy in Nairobi to accompany President Uhuru Kenyatta to the status conference scheduled for Wednesday. The MPs are presenting themselves at the embassy following an appeal by leaders in the National Assembly and the Senate. Those traveling are expected to foot their own travel and upkeep costs. We are having that story for you in a short while. Meanwhile, President Uhuru Kenyatta is this afternoon expected to attend the burial ceremony of the father to the Secretary to the Cabinet, Francis Kimemia. All eyes are on Kenyatta, who has remained mum on his summons to appear at the ICC in person next week Tuesday. We now join senior reporter Jackie Maribe, who's following the story. Jackie.
Indeed, and a very good afternoon to you. We are coming to you from the St. Charles Catholic Church in Merangeni, Nyandarua County, at the burial of the late Mzee Joseph Kimemia Migwi, father to Francis Kimemia, Secretary to the Cabinet. Now, any minute now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to make his way here. This will be one of his few public appearances before the status conference expected next week, Wednesday, where the ICC trial chamber judges have ordered him to appear in person. Already a large number of members of parliament have gone to the Dutch embassy to seek visas to be able to escort the president to The Hague in solidarity with him. A number of presidents, we do understand, from the African Union, including President Museveni, Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, President Kagame, are just a number of presidents, and the Prime Minister, of course, who will be escorting him in solidarity to The Hague court. Now, the ICC judges have ordered him to appear in person, citing the critical juncture at which this case stands. Of course, Attorney General Githu Muigai will be there on Tuesday to answer to questions on cooperation between the government of Kenya and the prosecution. Fatu Bensouda, the chief prosecutor, has time and again said that she has been frustrated by the Kenyan government as she has sought crucial information and records on President Uhuru Kenyatta, able to push forward her case against him. Now, we will be waiting, of course, to hear whether or not the president will make any statement towards this fact when he comes here today or not. So for now, that is what we are waiting for.
Right, and like we told you earlier, about 94 members of parliament are in the process of securing visas at the Netherlands Embassy in Nairobi to accompany President Uhuru Kenyatta to the status conference scheduled for Wednesday. The MPs are presenting themselves at the embassy following an appeal by leaders in the National Assembly and the Senate. Those traveling are expected to foot their own travel and upkeep costs. And of course, like we told you earlier, President Kenyatta is currently attending a funeral and is expected to talk. He may talk about this. He's been mum so far, but now let's look at the story of the MPs preparing to go to The Hague.
The Netherlands Embassy in Nairobi had to make special arrangements and open its doors today to cater for visa needs for members of parliament planning to travel to The Hague in a show of solidarity with President Uhuru Kenyatta. Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria, who is mobilizing the traveling MPs, says 94 MPs and senators have expressed interest to travel. The members began streaming into the embassy from 8 a.m.
We are going because we are an arm of government, and the whole government is on trial, and all the people of Kenya are on this trial.
It's a national issue. We are not just going because it's pleasure. Actually, we would all love to, as members of parliament, to be back home. But it's something that is affecting us. It's an issue because we need closure, hopefully, one of these days, to this matter.
We cannot let the president just stand alone. If you have a friend, and in this case our leader, who we support, and who would like to show solidarity with him, it's important that we go with him for him to know that first and foremost, we trust him, we believe in him, and we know that, and from where I'm standing and sitting, I can assure you from 2007 I was in politics, I know what happened, I can stand here and say, and I've said it before, that President Uhuru Kenyatta was not part of what happened.
It is a situation that has seen some CORD members of parliament put their political differences aside and, in unity with their Jubilee counterparts, declare their reasons for doing so.
In The Hague for 2 nights, and then I'll come back. And the most important thing is that the president has honored international obligations since the ICC is domesticated. The ICC situation is domesticated in our own laws, and the president is a believer of laws, and therefore there is nothing wrong for him to go there. He's not a criminal, and I'm 100% sure.
The MPs are expected to foot their own bills while at The Hague. They are expected to travel on Monday night to arrive at The Hague on Tuesday.
Now on Monday, the Nile Basin Initiative Forum that will bring together representatives from the 10 Nile Basin Initiative countries to deliberate on, among other things, equitable utilization of the Nile River resource will be launched. Now with me in studio to shed more light on the upcoming forum and the contentious issues that have plagued the push to realize a pact agreeable to all nations for whom the River Nile is a critical resource is John Nyoro, the Executive Director of the Nile Basin Initiative. Thank you so much for making time for us on Live at 1. Very briefly, first of all, the importance of this forum, and not only to the states involved, but also to Kenyans.
Yeah, thank you very much. As we have said, my name is John Nyoro, the Executive Director of the Nile Basin Initiative. At this time, we are organizing the Nile Basin Development Forum. This is the 4th one, which is going to be held in Nairobi at Intercontinental Hotel. The key reason why we are organizing is that there is a lot of challenges that is facing the Nile River Basin. The basin that is housing about 400 million people of 11 countries. And these challenges ranges from the high demand of the water resources for the basins, increased development in the basin that has been caused by climate change, population growth, and also the need for this basin state to grow and actually get rid of poverty from the basin states. So we have come here to Nairobi to bring all the stakeholders, the policymakers, which are actually the political wing, Council of Ministers from 10, 11 basin states. We are bringing the academicians. We are bringing the development partners, the World Bank, African development partners, and the like-minded, the friends of the Nile Basin.
Right. Many, of course, of critical minds have been asking about the achievements of our NBI, and especially on cooperation. What would you say you've achieved? Many are critical of that still NBI hasn't achieved.
Yeah, NBI that was started on 22nd February 1999, today, after 15 years, has achieved a lot. It has managed to bring the Nile Basin state together, that they have a forum that can sit and chart out the development agenda of the Nile Basin. They can chart out how best and sustainable they can be able to manage the Nile River water resources. They have actually been able to roll out a number of the projects in all the 10 basin states that today amount to $1 billion US.
Critically, and finally maybe, on cooperation, some say it's still wanting, especially looking at what Egypt has been doing and what has been saying, and Ethiopia now and building the dam, and not very many happy with what Ethiopia is doing. Still, there's a long way to go in terms of cooperation, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I said with the increased population, with the demand to actually growth, all the basin states in the Nile are actually developing. It's not only Ethiopia alone. Even if you look at Uganda, the Bujagari, hydropower irrigations, and even if you look at Kenya, our Sondumiriu hydropower, a lot of development are going on. But what we are saying, the NBI is a forum for cooperation. And the problem that is being faced now between Egypt and Ethiopia is that Egypt itself ran away from the Nile Basin Initiative. they do not want to cooperate when Ethiopia started developing.
Okay.
But we are saying this is the forum that you can sort out all the issues.
Will they be sorted out next week? Is that what we're expecting? One key thing that will come out of it. One key thing.
One key thing that we'll be able to have here, we are going to tell them NBI is the choice of the Nile River Basin. That if you have a conflict, please solve it here. We are providing for you a table and a chair that you can sit and discuss the issue. You cannot discuss them in radio outside there, but you need to meet and actually, what is the problem? What is the way forward? And we are bringing academicians, we are bringing best practices on how it has been handled somewhere else, so that we can all look at it and resolve it one for all.
Right. The forum is next week, like we said. Executive Director, Nile Basin Initiative, John Nyoro, thank you so much for making time for Live at 1 today. Now, moving on, Makueni Governor Kivutha Kibwana is expected to address the people of Makueni on the status of the county at Water Grounds. The governor's address comes after a long standoff between the governor and the county assembly over an alleged disconnect between MCAs and the governor. In today's rally, the governor is expected to seek the residents' opinion on whether he should continue to serve them as their governor amid pressure for his exit by a section of members of parliament and MCAs from the county. The conflict in the county reached fever pitch close to 2 weeks ago when Kivutha's bodyguards engaged the police in a shooting spree, injuring 5 people, including Kivutha's bodyguard. Police in Kapsabet impounded 20 litres of illicit brew that was being transported by a Busia-Nairobi-bound bus today. Nandi Central OCPD, Mr. Joachim Mecha, said that they impounded the suspected bus following a tip-off and arrested the driver and the conductor of the bus. Mecha said that they were earlier informed that a bus headed to Nairobi via Kapsabet was ferrying illicit brew. He said that they checked the bus and were able to recover 20 litres of illicit brew. Passengers aboard the bus remained stranded for several hours.
So how serious it should be addressed. Magistrate 9.
Gari ya patrol ya polisi kasikia ikipiga horn, tukaanza kusema tena tunashikwa mara nyingine, kaingizwa ndani kupiga hapa ndani kweli, kwa kapiga search wakapata hiyo pombe ndani.
Acting on that information, we arrested the bus, and after checking, we only found 20 liters of illicit brew. So far we have the drivers and the loaders. We want to know who actually had that kind of luggage.
Tana River Governor Hussein Dado has blamed the National Treasury for delays in implementing projects in the county. The governor says the Treasury has been slow in releasing funds allocated to the county. Dado also refuted claims that the county was spending the bulk of its allocations on salaries and other allowances. He was speaking at Hola Town, where he commissioned a 15-kilometer tarmac road.
We spent more than 63% of our earnings on development, but we were careful. We didn't want to give people money in advance. The money came in late. You know, construction, you have to advertise, it has to be valued, it has to be looked at closely. By the time we started the first construction, we handed over letters to contractors. It was only 2-3 months to end of financial year.
Now, as their names imply, the temper-roof speed governors for public service vehicles are meant to be beyond manipulation. Once installed, they are meant to restrict the vehicles to the 80-kilometer speed limit. But investigations by Citizen TV revealed that the gadgets that were hailed as the ultimate solution to the country's high road deaths are spectacular failures in preventing PSVs from speeding. And as Michael Njenga reports, the reason is that they are anything but tamper-proof.
80 kilometers per hour. This is the gazetted speed limit for all PSV vehicles, a rule that was enacted to curb road accidents in a country with one of the highest rate of highway deaths in the world. In April, Matatu owners were forced to install digital speed governors that were supposed to be tamper-proof. We set out to check if the gadgets are working. We were hardly ready for what we found out. This is Nairobi-Naivasha Highway. It's dreaded by users for tricky terrain that has led to many accidents. For the purpose of this story, our driver hits the 100 kph mark. No big deal for this Matatu, which easily whizzes away ahead of us. The Catch Me I Catch You game continues as the Matatu changed lanes without warning. Later we move to Thika Superhighway, and it's a playground for daredevil Matatu drivers. The superhighway records the highest rate of accidents in Nairobi, according to police. This Matatu driver was allegedly at 120 kilometers per hour, but by the time he notices the police roadblock, it's too late.
Wewe unapita hapa kila siku. Najua. Ukisimamishwa unasimama, hata kama ni makosa kidogo, tunaweza ongea na wewe. Sawa. Sasa ukiingia ndani ya hii lori, naomba msamaha. Tutaua hao watu wote. Naomba msamaha. Tulikuwa tunalalamika kwa nini tunaingia.
It turns out the speeding Matatu is also carrying excess passengers. Overloading has been blamed for some deadly road accidents. Many of the accidents that happen on Kenyan roads are caused by recklessness and negligence. We came to learn that some of the Matatu drivers speeding on the highways in this country have found ways of disconnecting the speed governors. One of the arrested drivers opens up.
Nafikiri wana disconnect hiyo governor. Ikiwa niko kwa gari ndogo naenda na speed ya 100. Matatu nataka naende na speed ya 80. Utakuta yeye amepita ameenda. Si amejua ile kitu anafanya.
For Matatu crews, it's an everyday cat and mouse game with the police. They use coded language to warn colleagues about possible police presence. Kiambu Road is also a mess as Matatu overlap with impunity. It is clear that although the rules were introduced with a good intention, they are hardly being enforced. The question is, when will we learn to put practice what is on paper? Michael Njenga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
Now, a convoy of sparkling top-of-the-range vehicles is not your everyday way of picking a newborn baby and its mother from the hospital. But if you have a big wallet and well-to-do friends like Eric Makakiage, this is the perfect way of welcoming a firstborn baby to the world. As Evelyn Boy reports, Eric's startling move has attracted praise and criticism in equal measure.
This is not your father, eh?
That Eric Makakiage is an excited father is a huge understatement.
No, he says, I don't know what he's trying to do.
He refers to his newborn son as a prince.
Oh my God.
And in both word and deed, he has, since Saturday when the boy was born, gone out of his way to treat him as such. On the day his wife Irene and son Jaden Cole Otieno left hospital, they were escorted home in a special convoy comprising top-of-the-range vehicles, a stretch Hummer, a Chrysler and a Range Rover. Quite the reception, I ask him.
I've received other things in the name of gift, but I've never received a gift in the name of my son. I've received other things from people still in the name of gift, and this time the gift I received is my son, and again the gift is from God, and that's what brought about the excitement, and that's what really humbled me.
He, however, says he did not do it alone.
That decision was actually a combined decision with friends in the game, because they really knew how excited I was. because I had actually told of them I'm expecting, you know, a baby, and I'm going to the hospital.
Eric's grand reception is one that has elicited varied reactions everywhere.
I've gone through their comments, really. They're saying good things. It's actually congratulations, though there's the element of ujaluo itakuwa, those kind of things, which really I really don't want to say really has got something to do with the ujaluo, because surely when you're receiving a gift from God, and this is God.
Reactions he finds comical, to say the least.
Hey, Makakiagi, congratulations. Wow, you've just raised the bar. I don't know, you've done it what? You've set the standard. And some could even tell me, Bwana, you know, my wife is due next week. And I've been given an ultimatum in my bedroom. So if things go bad, please don't disappoint me if I just send you my number so that you forward me some M-Pesa to get the limo, you know. So, but it's all out of fun.
I play the devil's advocate and ask this 30-something-year-old father what the critics are asking. Have you prepared for the baby's future as much as you did his grand reception?
This thing you prepare earlier in advance. Yeah, so me, I'm not kind of a person whereby it's a hit and run. No. You prepare then. So when it comes, this now becomes just events. But on preparation-wise, you are ready. And surely if I didn't have the formula of educating the child, then I would not even be having the resources to bring about the ceremony.
Irene hasn't been able to sample much of the reactions regarding her husband's grand gesture, with all her attention focused on baby Jaden. But she confesses that her husband's actions still overwhelm her.
Wow, I don't even have words to express. I just felt, I don't know. I was so happy, extremely happy. I couldn't believe it, yeah.
My wife undergoing that delivery, you know, labor pain for a whole night. Then, that not all, I went with her into the delivery room. So actually saw how, you know, the climax of the pain itself. And I could really see she was even struggling to walk, and they had to bring that thing to move around, you know, those type of things. I said, no. I think I did not have a role in managing the labor. I did not have a role in the delivery in as much as I was a witness, but I need to create that comfort to my wife. You know, she should really feel so good when she's now going back home, yeah, as we receive our baby together. So we just thought of something to cushion her.
They both have great expectations for their baby son in the future.
You know, he has long nails, so I'm wondering, when in the womb, even the nails grow. Huh?
Can cut them down?
I asked, they told me no, not using the normal you what. It is a special nail cutter for the kids, for the newborn. I've looked for that thing, I've not seen.
For now, though, they continue to enjoy the uncertainties that come with the here and now. So much so that this excited father has taken to literature for insight. And why not? After this grand reception, the standards can only go higher.
All fathers were like that. Over 1,000 squatters have been displaced from their homes in Makueni village, Thika East, after a private developer evicted them from a disputed piece of land. The squatters claim they have been living on a 100-acre land since independence, and that the Land Commission has promised to help them own the land.
Wakapiga baruti. Kurudi sana tuliposikia baruti inalia tukateremka hapa. Tukakuja tukakuta vitu zimebondwa, watoto kwa bahati nzuri walipoona tumekimbizwa na askari, watoto nao wakikimbia wakakuja huku kwa mandizi.
Tume yenye inahusika na mashamba ilikuja hapa, akaja akatuambia hapa kuna mtu ambaye anununua na ama akona kitu yake, na wakasema kama kuna mtu akona kitu yake aende kotini akastaki.
The laments of squatters in Makueni village in Thika East, Kiambu County, after a private developer forcefully ejected them from the 100-acre parcel of land which he claimed to own. And following the eviction, a woman in the village prematurely gave birth to an 8-month-old baby, allegedly due to the shock from the explosives hurled by the private developer in the eviction process.
Jana hata sikuwa nasikia uchungu hata mmoja. Sasa wakati ile baruti ilipigwa, ndio nilianza kuumwa juu ya mstuko. Kapelekwa hospitali, hata mtoto wako amefikisha siku zake za kuzaliwa. Mwisho ilikuwa 17 Oktoba, na nikajifungua jana sababu ya hiyo baruti ilipigwa jana.
Other residents reportedly lost consciousness due to the loud bang, even as Thika East Deputy County Commissioner Solomon Komen condemned the incident, summoning both the private developer and the squatters to a security committee meeting Saturday. The residents have also called upon the local leadership to intervene and come to their aid.
Alice Ng'ang'a akiwa mahali yako. Kama MP wetu nilipanga laini hivi tukapanga laini tukafinyana hapo mchana mzima tukimchagua. Anasikia kilio chetu ni mama mwenzetu ama tusikii. Kabogo ambaye tulimchagua ako wapi? Hata sura yake tangu tumchagua hatujawahi muona.
Samuel Ramtu, Citizen Live at 1.
Well, Live at 1 takes a short break now. Business and sports news still ahead. Stay tuned.